Alright guys, I'm back. Next step in the process of building my guitar, I think I'm going to put on the tuners. These are the Sperzel's locking tuners in chrome. Thing about these particular tuners I want to point out in case you're not familiar with them. So here's one here. One thing that you're going to notice is this pin. This pin is something that you need to take into account when installing them. Another thing that you need to take into account is this cylindrical nut bolt, so to speak. So that goes right on the post here, screws on. So you got to make sure that you accommodate that hole. Luckily these holes are perfect, fits right in, so I don't have to drill any more than what I need to, but I do need to have a little hole for that pin there. I guess that, I'm assuming that's so you can make sure it's more stable onto the headstock. I don't know. So what they do provide here on the side is, I already tore this off, is the template, so you can accommodate where that pin is going to be located. So what I went ahead and did was I positioned the template to each hole, make sure it's nice and straight. If you want to use a leveler, which I did, to make it nice and accurate, and then just kind of make a little mark with a screwdriver, which I already went ahead and did that. Another thing you want to do is you want to measure, when you drill the holes, you want to measure the size or the height of the pin. So what I did is I measured it with the drill bit, and I put tape around the end of it so that you can not drill in deeper than when you need to. Because I've heard stories that people have drilled in right through the headstock, so that's definitely not something you want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and drill holes on each one, and then I'll come back and show you the final result. Alright guys, I'm back. As you can see, I have 5 of the tuner machines installed already, and I wanted to show you this last one so you can see what I actually did. One thing I noticed, I started off with, remember that pin I told you about that was something different from the other ones? See this pin? So I needed to accommodate that pin hole for it here. So I started off with a 7/64 bit, and that was a little too small. It was really snug. So if you wanted to remove them at a later date, it would be a little bit challenging to take it out. So what I did is I went to the next size up, and it was actually 1/8. 1/8 was better, you know, fit for that pin. So I'll show you real quick. It fits right in there. I mean, there's a little wiggle, but once you tighten this nut on the top, then that'll take care of any wiggle problems. But another thing that you want to make sure, let me take this off, is that when you're holding it upright, because I had that problem with my Gibson that I put together. I ended up putting the machines on the wrong side. So the good rule of thumb is, if you're holding it upright, you can read the Sperzel logo perfectly. So make sure that you put the tuners in the right place, because I made that mistake before. So alright, so let me go ahead and install the last one. The hole's already there for the pin. So I'm going to put it right in, and then you're going to take this post. Oh, before that, you make sure you put that washer in, and then go ahead and screw it manually a little bit as far as you can. And then what you're going to do after that is tying it with, let's see, what size is this? 7/16. So I'm going to go ahead and do that here. You don't want it too tight. You don't want it, you know, going into the wood too much. It's tight enough so it can stay in place. It's not going to wiggle anywhere. And there you have it. I love these tuners. I love the way they look. I know it's a little bit of an overkill because I already have this locking nut, but it's just easier to install the strings because all you do is put in the string, have the excess, lock it into place, clip it, and you're done. There's no need for winding or anything like that. So that's why I like these tuners so much. Alright, next step, future video. Be brutal.